We're here, moon shining on the river. Come along, my Liza. Breeze singing through the treetops. Come along, my Liza. Something mighty sweet I want to whisper soft and low that you want to know, my Liza. I get lonesome, honey, when I'm all alone so long. Don't make me wait. Don't hesitate. Come and hear my song. Liza, Liza, skies are gray, but if you smile on me, all the clouds will roll away. Liza, Liza, don't delay. Come keep me company, then the clouds will roll away. See the honeymoon a shining down. We could make a date with Parson Brown. So Liza, Liza, name the day when you'll belong to me and the clouds will roll away. Shining down, we could make a date with Parson Brown. Oh, Liza, Liza, don't delay. Come keep me company, and the clouds will roll away. Billy's Place, the vibe is light and breezy. Billy's Place, a virtual speakeasy, my home base. I'm glad that you dropped by. Time to grab a libation from the shelf. Have whatever you want, you gotta make it yourself. Sit back, relax, I'll make your troubles fly. A musical trip, nothing complicated, and if you tip, appreciated. Good fellowship with no mask on our face. From apartment 5 across the park, I'm singing and slinging till it gets dark. Don't worry about finding a place to park, just park it at Billy's Place. Park it at Billy's Place. All right, tonight's a night to celebrate. It's a show I've been looking forward to doing for a long, long time. It's episode 40 of Billy's Place. I'm your host, Billy Stritch, and tonight it's birthday eve for my dear friend, the legendary, the lovely, there are not enough superlatives to describe this person, and it's been my good fortune to have her as my friend, my buddy, my collaborator. So excited to sing tonight to honor Liza Minnelli. Happy Billy's Place. What do you say, old friend? Are you okay, old friend? Are we or are we unique? Time goes by, everything else keeps changing. You and I, we get continued next week. Most friends fade, or they don't make the grade. New ones are simply made, and in a pinch, sure they'll do. But us, oh friend, what's to discuss? Oh friend, here's to us, here's like us, damn few. So, oh friend, fill me in slow. Oh friend, start with hello. Oh friend, I want the when, what, and how. Oh friends do tend to become old habits. I never knew how much I missed you till now. New friends fall through the revolving door. Maybe there's one that's more. Maybe there's one that will do. But us, oh friend, what's to discuss? Oh friend, here's to us. Who's like us? Damn few. Oh, friends do to make it of habits. I never knew how much I missed you till now. New friends fade, or they don't make the grade. New ones are quickly made, and in a pinch, sure they'll do. But us, oh friend, what's to discuss? Oh friend, here's to us. Who's like us? Damn few. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Thursday night, March 11th. I am so thrilled that you're with me tonight to celebrate an icon, my friend, my darling Liza Minnelli. She has meant so much to me. And tonight I'm going to fill the show with some of my favorite Liza tunes and some songs that mean a lot to both of us. Doug just informed me that we're having our biggest audience in months. That makes me so happy. If you'd be so kind to go to the bottom of your screen and press the share button, let's get the audience even bigger. Come on, we're going to have a good time tonight. So Liza Minnelli, tomorrow is her birthday, and I can't even believe it. Tomorrow, she celebrates 75. She's the most youthful 75-year-old person I know. I met Liza 30 years ago on March the 7th, 1991. I was playing piano bar in a West Side piano bar restaurant called Bobo's. And I'm going to tell this whole story tomorrow night in the celebration for Liza, the 75th celebration, of which I'm so proud to be a part of. But I'll tell you a little bit of the story now. I was working 2 nights a week for my friend Bob Nahas at Bobo's restaurant. And I would go in on my shifts, and Bob would say, "Oh, you just missed her. She was here last night, or she was here on Sunday night." And so after about 3 weeks of this, I thought, well, one of these nights, I'm going to walk into this club, and there she's going to be. And sure enough, it did happen. And I saw Liza and 3 other women, Lisa Mordente, I found out, a good friend of mine, Cheetah Rivera's daughter, and Tara Young and Melanie Hansen, who was Liza's assistant. They were sitting way at the far end of the restaurant, and the place was pretty empty. And so I'm sitting at the piano bar playing to no one, just quiet dinner music. And I thought, how am I going to get Liza over to me? Because I just had this feeling that we were going to know each other. Don't ask me why. Actually, there's a story behind that too, but I'm not going to tell you. But I knew that we were destined to meet. So instead of playing New York, New York, are playing cabaret, I thought about it for a minute and I thought, what's a song that I can play that will be subtle enough, but that would be a connection to Liza that might actually get her attention. So I started playing this. Now, if you're a movie buff, you know that's the theme from The Bad and the Beautiful, written by the great David Raxon and directed by Vincent Minnelli. So I'm halfway through the song, and I look across the room, and I see her rise up from her chair and make her way over to me. And I have to say, I kept my cool. I was pretty cool about it. She came over and sat next to me at the piano. She goes, "Hi, I'm Liza." And I was like, "Hi, I know. I'm Billy." And honestly, folks, you hear this all the time, and it's absolutely true. From that moment on, we were really instant friends. She made me feel so at ease. She was interested in me, interested in my music, and by the time the night was over, she was inviting me to really be part of her life, to come to rehearsals at Radio City Music Hall for her Radio City. That time we were rehearsing at 890 Broadway, but she had this big extravaganza planned for Radio City Music Hall. And long story really short, I started going into rehearsals, and before long, Fred Ebb hired me to be the vocal arranger on that show that had 16 women in it. It was just an incredible experience. 5 nights later, on Liza's 45th birthday, she had a big party at Tattoo. And I think there's a picture, Doug. There's a picture of us. We are such babies. I was 29. She just turned 45. It was her birthday. And there must have been about 400 people at this party, but she spotted me across the room. She waved me over, and she wouldn't let me leave her side. I didn't have a problem with that. We really bonded on her birthday, March 12th. The next week, I was doing solo shows at 88's, a wonderful club that I missed down in the Village. I was doing my very first solo shows. After working 9 years with a vocal trio, I was trying to make it as a solo artist. And she brought in a whole crew of people, including my pals Jim Caruso came, her pals Alan and Arlene Lazar. I remember very clearly Bill Livornia, her drummer, sitting next to Katie Lang at this little room upstairs. She packed the place for me. And we just became instant, intimate friends. We went all the time. And it changed my life, I have to say. There was nothing before that could prepare me for the life that I was about to have. I'm going to sing a song that kind of sums that up. Doug had an idea about this, and there was a time. It was the time of Radio City Music Hall. Not only were we new friends, but you couldn't walk down the street without seeing a bus pass and Liza on the bus advertised for Radio City on the top of taxi cabs, billboards everywhere, and she was just in my brain. Once in your life you find her, someone that turns your world around. Next thing you know, you're closing down the town, which we did many nights. Wake up and it's still with you, even though you left her way across town, wondering to yourself, hey, what have I found? When you get caught between the moon and New York City, I know it's crazy, but it's true. If you get caught between the moon and New York City, the best that you can do, the best that you can do is fall in love. I know it's crazy, but but it's true. I was pinching myself. If you get caught between the moon and New York City, the best that you can do, the best that you can do is fall in love. When it all comes true, just the way you planned. It's funny, but the bells don't ring. It's a quiet thing. When you hold the world in your trembling hand, you'd think you'd hear a choir sing. It's a quiet thing. There are no exploding fireworks. Where's the roaring of the crowd? Maybe it's the strange new atmosphere way up here among the clouds. But I don't hear the drums. I don't hear the band. The sounds I'm told such moments bring. Happiness comes in on tiptoe. Well, what do you know? It's a quiet thing. A very quiet thing. But I don't hear the drums. I don't hear the band. The sounds I'm told such magic bring. Happiness comes in on tiptoe. Well, what do you know? It's a quiet thing, a very quiet thing. Well, I have to say, 1991 was really far from a quiet thing for me. Liza and I met in March of 91. I went into the rehearsal for Radio City doing the vocal arrangements. Right after that, the show opened in May to breaking all sorts of records at Radio City Music Hall. It was just the most incredible show. There's a couple of shows, there's a couple of pictures. There's a picture of Liza and I at the opening night of Radio City at the Rainbow Room, which I love. And there's also one of my favorite shots of her running off the stage after the finale of the show in her little red, short, sparkly Isaac Mizrahi dress, running off the stage to the wings after a curtain call. And I really love that picture. Did we get both of those up there? Oh, the two of us are there. Great. Yeah. And then the other one is like, isn't she adorable running off with the sweat and everything? It was a fantastic run. Well, that followed by a whole summer of touring that show all over the United States. And then we went to the UK and did the tour. During that same time, I was doing a solo run at a club called Pizza on the Park. So Liza was touring all over Europe and dropping back in on me. I was doing a 3-week run at Pizza on the Park. It was just an incredible time. And somewhere along the line, she said, do you want to go with me to Paris this fall to do a month of shows with Charles Aznavour at the Palais de Congrès? No, I was really very busy. Can you believe? I mean, so Radio City, playing London, playing all over the world, all over Europe, and then doing a month of shows with Monsieur Aznavour, who I adored and who was Liza's mentor. That was a fabulous month of shows. So it really, really was quite a year. And then following the next year, Liza had a movie which had not been a big success at Radio City Music Hall. It was called Steppin' Out, actually, and the whole Steppin' Out show was built around this film called Steppin' Out. And it should have been a big hit, but by the time the movie was made and ready to be released, the entire regime at, I believe it was Paramount Studios, totally changed, and the new people did not get behind the film. And I think it only opened maybe on 4 screens, something horrible like that. But we premiered the film in London, and it was a very, very special night that was presented. Well, Princess Diana was in attendance for this show. And so I will never forget going over there with Liza to do this big screening. It was a big fundraiser. All the British press and all the big stars were there, and meeting Princess Diana for the first time. And there's a couple of wonderful pictures from that reception that night. They're very famous. I think maybe you've seen them online. But I love them both. They're both in white, and they're both just chatting at the table like girlfriends. And at one point, Liza's kind of got her head down, and you know she's made Diana laugh about something. And it's just so charming and so wonderful. This is a bit of the song Steppin' Out that was from the movie. And if you ever get a chance to see the movie, it's charming and it's wonderful. And it's a great performance from Liza and Ellen Greene and Carol Woods and Bill Irwin and Shelley Winters and Jane Krakowski and Julie Walters and I know I forgot some people, and Sheila McCarthy. It's a wonderful small little film, and I don't know where you can find it. I think you can find it. If you've never seen it, it's definitely worth watching to increase your knowledge of all things Liza. This is a bit of that song, Steppin' Out. Why am I alone tonight when I should be stepping out? Where's the guy, my Mr. Right, who might take me stepping out? It's hell to sit here alone, immersed in the tone of blue music. Oh, well, I'll go in alone and dance to my own exciting new music. Watch me fly, I'll get it right, and you'll agree. There's no doubt I once was there in the pit of despair, but now, no, I'm stepping out. Well, as you can imagine, that night in London with Diana was quite something. About 6 months later, we got invited back to do a tribute to Sammy Davis Jr. at the Royal Albert Hall. And again, it was a night where Princess Diana was in attendance. It was a special fundraiser for the Royal Marsden Cancer Appeal. And Liza and I and the wonderful orchestrator Don Sebesky put together a wonderful hour of music. I got to sing a little bit in it, but it was really Liza's show, a tribute to her dear friend, Sammy Davis Jr., and this is the song that I arranged. Hey there, you with the stars in your eyes. Love never made a fool of you. You used to be too wise. Hey there, you on that high flying cloud. Though she won't throw a crumb to you, you think someday she'll come to you. Better forget her with her nose in the air. She has you dancing on a string. Break it, and she won't care. Won't you take this advice I hand you like a brother? Or are you not seeing things too clear? Are you too much in love to hear? Is it all going in one ear and out the other? Though she won't throw a crumb to you, you think someday she'll come to you. Better forget her with her nose in the air. She has you dancing on a string. Break it, and she won't care. Won't you take this advice I hand you like a brother? Or are you not seeing things too clear? Are you just too far gone to hear? Is it all going in one ear and out the other? That was for the show we did for Sammy Davis Jr. at the Royal Albert Hall in 1992. Who's watching? Mamie Duncan Gibbs is in the house. Mamie was in that Radio City Music Hall show. High kicking up to the ceiling, I swear to God. Mamie, I have such great memories of that show. Didn't we have fun on that? I gotta say, it was one of the best times of my life. Everything was beginning. It was just fantastic. And you know what? 30 years ago. What's up with that? A lot of water under the bridge, but you and I still look ageless and unchanged, and I do like that about us. Okay, so I'm going to take a little intermission from the Liza stuff because what I haven't done and what I usually do earlier is I do a little housekeeping notes. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Billy Stritch. This is Billy's Place, episode 41. If you're still joining us, if you're just joining us now, we have all that great merchandise from the merchandise store, from the merch store, and there's what is there, Doug? There are mugs. There are T-shirts. There are. My mind is just going crazy. There are mouse pads. There are coasters. There are cheese boards. There are hoodies. There are. There's so many things I'm forgetting. What? There's just like a lot of stuff. But what I'm really excited is that this week we've got a new item in the store. We've got these wonderful long sleeve T-shirts, and they come in your choice of three color combinations. First, there's a lovely light blue one. Which one are we showing first? Okay. Oh, the black one, the lovely black one with. Oh yeah. Oh, is it good? It's a black long sleeve shirt with a little purple kind of version of the logo. And then there's a light blue one, right? Do we have the blue with the blue? And then there's a red shirt with the red. Those are the three that we're offering at the moment at the merch store. There may be others if those are popular. My merch guy sent me like 20 different colors, but those are the three that we settled on at the moment. So those are really nice for this spring weather. It was like 70 degrees here in New York, but it's going to get cooler again for a little bit. It's perfect for this time of year. So get your T-shirts, get your long sleeve T-shirts. You can find the website on the screen. You can go to my billystritch.com. There's a link that takes you to the merchandise. And also I have the Billy's Place CD, which you can download on Spotify or Pandora or iTunes or Apple Music or Napster, any of those things the kids do. But if you really would like a copy signed by me, please order it off of my website. I will get the order. I'll put it in the mail to you post haste. You will get it very, very soon. And thank you to all of who has purchased it. I'm very, very proud of it. And we didn't even talk about the drink. I did announce a drink on Tuesday because it just got past me. But then I thought, what better way to celebrate my friend's birthday with some nice Veuve Clicquot. I want to thank Julie Halston for this lovely bottle of champagne. So Julie, we are enjoying it tonight in honor of our friend Liza. Fantastic. What else do we need to talk about with that? I don't think anything else. The merchandise. Oh, hello. The most important thing. Listen, guys. Now I'm serious, and I said this every week. But if you're able to contribute monetarily to the virtual tip jar, I can't tell you how appreciated it is. All these hidden expenses, as we know, pop up for everybody. And this is still like the only outlet for me to generate some sort of income. I love that you're watching. If you're not able to donate anything, that's fine. But if you're watching and getting even a little enjoyment out of it, send me $5, send me $10, send me something, send me whatever you can. And thank you to all of you people who really do tip me almost every week. I really couldn't do it without that lovely core group of people. And we're making it, but there's a lot to set up, and there's a lot of things that pop up, of course, as we all know, for all of us. Everybody's still struggling, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. So before too much longer, hopefully there's going to be more live gigs. But until then, I'm very happy to be here singing for you a different show every Thursday and putting it together for your listening and viewing pleasure. So please donate via PayPal or via Venmo. And if you don't like to use those apps, get in touch with me on the Facebook Messenger, and I will send you an address. And I'd be more than happy to accept a check or a money order or just stick some money in the mail. It's all good. Please. We had the dogs at the vet today. Yesterday. We had a big vet expense too. So, all these hidden things pop up. So Anyway, I'm not begging. I'm begging a little bit, but anyway. So from 92 on, I mean, it was really working with Liza so much. First of all, I had done arrangements for the Radio City show and some arrangements for the show that we did with the Charles Aznavour in Paris. But then in 92, I started working as her opening act. There's a picture of that from the Caesar's Palace, the Marquis. One of the many times I worked in Vegas with Liza. I was so thrilled. I walked out of the hotel that night, and I saw that, and I almost collapsed. And how great to have a picture of me, my name, right below Liza Minnelli and Bill Livornia, her wonderful conductor, who was such a mentor and who I looked up to. We worked at the Desert Inn many times. Either I would open for her, or then we'd go back and I would play the lounge while she was opening. And then we worked South America. She took me to South America for the first time. She took me to Tokyo. We recorded a show for the NHK. I posted that on Facebook about 2 or 3 days ago, a great medley called Sammy's House. So check that out. Thank God for YouTube. There's a lot of stuff still out there that you can see, and I've been posting something every day. But during the course of touring with Liza, either as her opening act or later as her pianist, and sometimes musical directing from the piano, and singing with her on stage. I mean, she always featured me so beautifully. There was a few songs that she did that I never got tired of listening to her do. So I picked 3 of these numbers, and these are my favorite, some of my really favorite Liza arrangements, and I hope that I do them justice. Are you having a good time? I know I am. A little nervous to be singing all this great material, but I'm so thrilled you're here with me. The more I read the paper, the less I comprehend the world and all its capers, and how it all will end. Nothing seems to be lasting, but that isn't our affair. We've got something permanent, I mean, in the way we care. There's a far place, I'm told, where I'll find a field of gold. But here I'll stay with you. And they say there's an isle deep in clover, where your heart wears a smile all day through. Well, I know well they're wrong, and I know where I belong. And here I'll stay with you, for that land is a sandy illusion. It's the theme of a dream gone astray, and the world others woo I can find loving you, dear. So here I'll stay. Our love is here to stay. But ever and a day, the radio and movies that we know. Maybe just passing fancies, and in time may go. But oh my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble. They're only made of clay, but our love is here. It's more than clear. It's here to stay. For that land is a sandy illusion. It's the theme of a dream gone astray. And the world others woo, I can find loving you, dear soul. Maybe this time I'll be lucky. Maybe this time she'll stay. Maybe this time, for the first time, love won't hurry away. She will hold me fast. I'll be home at last. Not a loser anymore, like the last time and the time before. Everybody loves a winner, so nobody loved me. Mr. Peaceful, Mr. Happy, that's what I long to be. All the odds are in my favor. Something's bound to begin. It's gotta happen. It's happened sometime. Maybe this time I'll win. Everybody loves a winner, so nobody loved me. Mr. Peaceful, Mr. Happy, that's what I long to be. Ah, the odds are in my favor. Something's bound to begin. this time. Baby, this time And here's one that I always loved. I never got tired of it. Liza sang it. First time I was aware of it was 1972 on her very famous, iconic, award-winning special, Liza with a Z. Now, it's a story song, and I'm sure most of you know the story, but it doesn't make it any less fun to sing. Written by John Kander and Fred Ebb. Gather around, I got a story to tell about a Manhattan lady that I know very well. She lives at 5 Riverside, her name is Shirley DeVore, and she traveled round the world to meet the guy next door. Well, there is trouble inside apartment 29E, 'cause Shirley's mother and dad were as upset as can be. They said, "We hate to complain, dear, we don't like to grouse, but you're nearly 32, you should get out of the house. You gotta ring them bells, you gotta ring them bells, you gotta make them sing and really ring them bells. It's such a happy thing to hear them ting-a-ling. You gotta ring them bells. Now Shirley was 31, which she was loath to admit, and she had never been loved, which didn't thrill her a bit. And so she sat and she thought for hours on end, and said she'd call Chase Manhattan, where she got me a friend. So she borrowed a thou and called TWA, and told her mother and dad that she was up and away. She said, "I'll travel the continent a month, maybe 2, and I'll haul me home a hus if it's the last thing I do." You gotta ring them bells, you gotta ring them bells, you gotta make them sing and really ring them bells. It's such a happy thing to hear them sing-a-ling. You gotta ring them bells. She read a Londoner first, but they did not hit it off, because every time she approached, he got a bronchial cough. And so she went to Madrid, met a handsome senor, but he liked to throw the bull and he was no matador. And so she bombed out in Brussels, Mallorca, and Rome, till someone said, "Try Dubrovnik, dear, before you go home, 'cause it's the kind of a place where you'll be likely to fall, and all the Tony Cognoscenti find the Balkans a ball." You gotta ring them bells, you gotta ring them bells, you gotta make them sing, really ring them bells. It's such a happy thing to hear them ring-a-ling. You gotta ring them bells. And so she went to Dubrovnik, and the very first day she met a man on the beach who took her reason away. Yes, it was love at first sight. What a beautiful scene. She said, "My name is Cheryl DeVore." He said, "I'm Norm Saperstein." He said, "Are you from New York?" He said, "That can't be denied. I've got a swell Junior 3 at number 5 Riverside." 5 Riverside, 5 Riverside Drive in New York City. That's where you live? That's where I live. Are you sure? And if that wasn't enough, poor Shirley thought she'd gone deaf when he said that his apartment there was 29F. Yes, she was E, he was F, and they had not even met till she traveled the world to Yugoslavia. Yet he'd always been right next door. She might never have known if she hadn't tried to Dubrovnik, she might still be alone. Well, there's a moral to learn from little Shirley DeVore, who tried to travel the continent to meet the guy next door. You girls who live in apartments, don't just stare at the wall. Open up the door and hurry out in the hall. Ring them bells, come on, ring them bells. Make them sing, you gotta ring them bells. It's such a happy thing to hear them tingling. You gotta ring them. Ring them, swing them, ring them That's a fun song, and it's a good story written by Fred Ebb and John Kander, made famous by Liza Minnelli. I thought you might enjoy that. I always loved it when she sang that song. It made me so happy, and it certainly did that for the audience too. So we did so many shows together, and it got to be about 1999, and Liza said, you know, it's time for me to go back and do a show in New York. So she put together a show then called Minnelli on Minnelli, which was honoring and spotlighting the great music from her father's films, her father Vincent Minnelli's films. And it was a great opportunity to me, for me. Fred Ebb was the director. We had 5 great dancers and singers, guys, wonderful guys. Jim Newman, Sebastian Lacaze was in it, Stephen Campanella was in it, Jeff Gold, Broadhurst, Alec Timmerman, and Billy Hartung. Fantastic group of people. And great songs from Vincent Minnelli's films. One of the ones that I got to arrange was If I Had You, which was from The Clock, and Taking a Chance on Love. So many great songs. Listen, there's so much more material. I could fill a whole nother segment of Liza songs, but I'm gonna skip past that. After the really record-breaking run of that show, we went back out on tour again, and then 9 years later, Liza said, well, it's time. New York is time. And of course, she really had an affinity to work at the Palace Hotel. It was like her good luck charm because, of course, her mother, Judy Garland, had had such great success at the Palace. So there was an opening in December of 2008 for her to do a show called Liza's at the Palace. And it was an incredible experience. We toured it around the world for about 2 years before we came into it. And the first half was just Liza in concert. Can you show the picture, Doug, of just the opening shot in the triangle where she comes out? I had never heard an audience go so crazy. The band played an overture, and then this thing irised out, and you saw Liza in silhouette. And oh my God, if you were there, you know what an entrance that was. And she came out for an hour and sang just a brilliant concert. And if that wasn't enough, after the intermission, she came back and she did a beautiful, beautiful tribute to her godmother, Kay Thompson, and her act, Kay Thompson and the Williams Brothers, which I got to rearrange those great Kay Thompson arrangements and really tailor-make them for Liza and for the 4 guys who were playing the Williams Brothers: Jim Caruso, Cortez Alexander, Johnny Rogers, and Tiger Martina. And before we got to Broadway, we also had Clark Thorell in there for a little while and Brian Lane Green for a little while. But it was a fabulous time. We got held over, and it was record-breaking, and it actually won the Tony Award. It was the last year that they gave a Tony for a special theatrical event. And so Liza won the Tony, and in her acceptance speech, she shared it with all of us. So I feel like we all have a little piece of that. I'm going to take a sip of this. Liza asked for an original song for the show. She came out and she sang Teach Me Tonight, which we used as an opening song, which is a song that I created for her opening at Radio City Music Hall. And if you guys are going to watch over the weekend the special Love Letter to Liza 75 show that's going to be broadcast over the weekend, you'll hear me sing that song and tell that story. But we wanted a song that felt very personal for the time and for the place and where Liza was in her life. And so Johnny Rogers and Brian Green and I got together and we wrote this song for Liza to sing. Now I'm going to sing it with, there's no way to get around the Liza lyrics, so you can't change the pronouns around it. So just imagine this is all coming from Liza's point of view. But it was a really wonderful song to create, and I think it really set the tone for the evening. It's called I Would Never Leave You. People that I pass often ask me, how you been? How about this weather? Oh my God, you're looking thin. Though I am flattered by complimentary chatter, we hardly get much further than hello. But I'll always tell you the things that really matter, the only thing you really need to know. So why do you ask, where have I been so long? I've been right here, living my life in song. I've been around, I've been lost, I've been found, but I've never really been gone. I've had romances, put my heart out, took my chances. I learned when it's time to move on. Oh, but I never left, though I've been left alone. With every breath, I'm stronger on my own. The smoke has cleared, and look who's here. The same dame you've always known. I never left, and I would never leave you alone. But I've never really been gone. I learned when it's time to move on. But if I have learned one thing in life that's true, you're there for me, and I am here for you. The smoke has cleared, and look who's here. The same damn dream you've always known. I've never left, and I would never leave you. Where would I go? Don't you know how much I need you? I never left, and I would never leave you. I Would Never Leave You, written by Johnny Rogers, Brian Green, and yours truly, for Liza, for Liza's at the Palace, 1978. If you just joined us, oh God, I'm just fried. It's 2000, not 1978. Oh, I was born. 2008. Thank you, Doug. Doug's keeping me straight over here. If you just joined us, it's Billy's Place, doing a tribute to my dear friend Liza. I'm nervous tonight because it's like, it's all so close to me. And, she sings all this stuff so well. So I just want to try to do it justice and pay honor and to someone who really has meant so much to me. My life, as I said, totally changed when we met. She presented me in such beautiful ways. She always encouraged me. She always, always, always was loyal to me. And I could never, ever repay that. If you just joined us and you're able to join in with the virtual tip jar, it's so much appreciated, I have to say. You can do it through PayPal, or you can do it through Venmo, and the addresses, Doug's going to leave them on the screen for a little while so that you can write them down. And yeah, dig deep. He said, dig deep, dig deep. Those vet bills are expensive. I got to say, these dogs, I swear to God. But no, it's okay. If you're just enjoying it and you're not able to tip, that's great. But $5, $10. People tip me with $5 or $10, and they said, I wish it could be more. It's like, I'm thrilled to get it. You don't understand. It all adds up, and it's just fantastic. I'm going to do a song that was requested by a good friend, Ann, and it's a wonderful request because it was also another song that I really love that Liza does, written by Kurt Weill and Ira Gershwin. And I'm going to take it into a song that I produced for Liza on an album that she did in 1995 called Gently, which had a fantastic arrangement by our dear, dear friend Marvin Hamlish. My ship has sails that are trimmed in gold, and rubies fill each bin, and the sun sits high in a sapphire sky when my ship comes in. My ship's aglow with a million pearls, and rubies fill each bin, and of jam and such there's a paradise in the hole where my ship comes in. I knew it in rehearsal. I can wait the years till it appears one fine day, one spring, but the pearls and such, they won't mean much if there's missing just one thing. I do not care if that day arrives, that dream may never be. If the ship I sail doesn't also bring my own true love to me. If the ship I see doesn't also bring my own true love to me. It had to be you. It had to be you. I wandered around, finally found somebody who could make me be true, could make me be blue, and even be sad, just to be sad, thinking of you. Some others I've seen might never be me, might never be cross or try to be boss, but they wouldn't do. Boy, nobody else gave me a thrill. With all your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you, had to be you. For nobody else gave me a thrill. With all your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you, had to be you. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. It had to be you. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for my little tribute to my dear friend Liza Minnelli on her 75th birthday, which is tomorrow. We're going to celebrate all weekend with that great love letter to Liza, 75, and I'm sure it'll be all over the papers and all over the press. And she is certainly someone to be celebrated. She's a survivor. She has entertained the world for over half a century in film, in theater, in movies. She is one of the best performers. She's the last of the great vaudevillians as far as I'm concerned. She has amazing taste in material, in collaborators, I have to say. She taught me early on to surround myself with great talent, and that's one of the great things that I learned from her. And so many things. She took me all over the world. We've shared lots of laughs. Someday I'll tell you more about it. But tonight I just wanted to let the music really do the talking. I'm going to be here next week as always. Thank you, Doug, very much. Did everybody have a good time? They did? Okay, good. I'm going to close with a couple of songs from a great movie that she did with Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro called New York, New York. I bet you can guess which two they are. Cheers, my friend. May you live another 100 years, and please, I hope you know the joy that you have given all of us. All of us. Thank you so much. It's immeasurable. You're so loved by so many people all over the world, and you are a rare being, and I'm so happy you came into my life and changed it and touched it and continue to do so the way you did. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad, but the world goes round. Sometimes you lose every nickel you had, but the world goes round. Sometimes your dreams get broken in pieces, but that doesn't alter a thing. Take it from me, there's still gonna be a summer, a winter, a fall and a spring, and sometimes a friend starts treating you bad. But the world goes round, and sometimes your heart breaks with a deafening sound. Somebody loses, somebody wins, and one day it's kicks, then it's kicks in the shins, but the planet spins and the world goes round and round. But the world goes round. But the world goes round. Sometimes your dreams get busted in pieces, but that doesn't matter at all. Take it from me, there's still gonna be a summer, a winter, a spring, and a fall, and sometimes a friend starts treating you bad, but the world goes round, and sometimes your heart breaks with a deafening sound. Somebody loses and somebody wins, and one day it's kicks, then it's kicks in the shins, but the planet spins and the world goes around and round and round and round and round. The world goes round and round and I know you know this song. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I wanna be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray and step around the heart of it. New York, New York. I wanna wake up in the city that doesn't sleep and find I'm king of the hill, top of the heap. My little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York. New York, New York, I wanna wake up in the city that doesn't sleep to find I'm king of the hill, head of the list, cream of the crop at the top of the heap. My little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York. My little town, I just couldn't resist it. Town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New Thank you. Happy birthday, Liza. I love you.